Yes, people, and welcome back to Northgate TV and the What's Going On podcast. Good to be back again with another show. Lots to happen. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share if you are new on the road to 300, 271 subscribers. So, guys, please share it around and let people know. I noticed Root Calls came in the chat earlier on. I'm sure he's probably going to be on. So yeah, big up to Root Calls who came on a good maybe half an hour early to just say, yo, I ain't missing this show tonight. So thanks, Root, for coming in. And big up to you. Yeah, so listen, we've got a lot to talk about tonight. There is a game on Morocco v France, the penultimate game before the final. We know Argentina have made it into the final. What a game last night. We'll be discussing all things Argentina and stuff. Yes, Mr. Junior Martin is in as well. Yes, big up to you, bro. So we are gonna commence. So let me get my guests in, and we are joined by Mr. Big D as usual, and we have Mr. Ez, who's now out of his sick bed, man. So welcome back, Ez, to the show. It's been a little while still.
It has been.
Look, first of all, I normally go to Big D and say how you're doing. So let me go to Ez first and say, how's your couple of weeks been? I know, as I said, you've been in your sick bed. I'm hoping it's not to do with anything to do with Bowley and the way Chelsea are performing at this moment in time.
Do you know what?
Are you missing football? Shall I say?
Man, do you know what, man? The way things are going, man, I don't even want the World Cup to finish. You know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? I tell you what. Yeah, exactly. See, look, that's what I'm saying. I haven't had to do this in a while. You get me? I had to do this in a while. The world Chelsea.
Yes, Craig. What do you say, brother? Yeah.
Yes, Craig. Yes, man.
Yes, Craig. Yes, Junior.
Yeah.
Sorry. It hasn't had to be said, you know what I mean? I've been just focusing on Big Messi, you know what I mean, and all them man mashing it up, Morocco, you know. So I'm looking to talk more about them, man. But if you force me into a corner, we might end up talking about Chelsea. But anyway, I'm good. It's good to be
we might. I think if we do talk about Chelsea, and obviously if we talk about Man United and our club, it will probably be more along the lines of the transfer window, what players you're bringing in. I did notice that your player Brozier is out, so we're just going to a little bit about that. But before,
out for 6-7 months.
Yeah, so pretty much missing the whole season. Yeah, Brozier. Yeah, so it might force you guys, or it's going to force you into the transfer window.
100%.
Craig is saying Morocco to beat France. I hope that Morocco will beat
France.
Craig. Yes. I mean, I've talked to a few people and they're saying the same thing. They do hope Morocco will beat France. But either way, if it's not Morocco and France get through, then I want France to beat Argentina. But I've got to say though, Messi, what a goat! The not the curry goat. Yeah, as D would say, he's another.
Or the Billy goat.
The Billy goat. Or the Billy goat. No. This is the goat, the goat. I understand, but listen, we'll talk about that as well. Big D, how are you doing as well, man?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Yeah, man. I was kipping. I was trying to bleach today, just get 2 assignments done today, and then not sleep. But Sheena was like, "You got to get your head down," and then I got my head down, and I went clean out. You know the ones. And I was like, I jumped up frightened,
Listen. I'm just wondering, Harry Baggio. I'm just wondering, D, why you still. I know you're probably representing
Brazil till I die, but I am. You have to remember that hopefully they're actually going to negotiate and just take a couple of Brazil players on loan for the finals. That would be nice, isn't it? I'm talking Morocco now. You know what I mean? Imagine if you could do that at the World Cup to say, I'm going to loan 2 of your players for the next round since you mans are out. That would be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. What happened to Brazil the other day? I mean, listen, Neymar, why is he waiting so long to take the penalty? Just go in there. Look, Messi done it. All the other big players done it. Why are you waiting to be that person who's going to put away that penalty so that everybody can lord you up? Bro, you ended up crying.
I've been arguing this for a week, right? And people say, Nadi was right. That's the most pressurized penalty. But I said, no, it works 2 ways because Brazil, because they conceded so late, their mindset wasn't right there. And for me, your bad man goes and claps it top bins and says, right, I've set the tone. Go win this now.
Yep.
And that's my take on it. People said,
Yep.
no, he was right to hang out for the glory one. No, I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear that. So
he needed to set the
But in the same time, Norm, I respect the difference of opinions. But my opinion is, after conceding so late when you're 1-0 up, to take it 2 penalties, your bad man has to go there and set the tone for them.
I think also he also then has the right to pull the rest up.
Yeah,
exactly.
And say, look, I set the tone there. You know what I mean? What happened?
Yeah.
No, definitely. So just before we go more into the subject matters tonight, I'm just what Craig is saying. Question: which was the worst penalty? Waddle 1990, Baggio 1994, Harry Kane 2022. Mate,
wow.
Well, I remember the Waddle one. You know, jeez. Wow.
That's the point. Everyone remembers the Waddle one. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, that's.
And I think mentally that put him in a bad place as well.
It did. It absolutely did.
Put him in a bad place. So for now, it's the Waddle one.
I think it's the Waddle one for me.
Because Kane is so new that it probably settled in for him, but not settled in for the rest of the country. But you know what?
I think they're still looking for. I think they're still looking for the Waddle ball. As a matter of fact, you know what? Kane kicked his one so far out of the stadium. Yeah.
I know where you found it, Norm. I know where you found it.
Yeah.
it traveled so far that
he kicked it in the stratosphere. That listen, it shrunk. What's up, guys? It's even changed colours now. It's black and white now. So you know what I mean. But you know what I mean. Like, say, bro, you know. So it was found on the moon somewhere. So. But yeah, no, I would definitely, Greg. I would definitely go with Waddle, mate. And you know, that's the first one that would come. You know what I mean? You know, massive, absolutely massive.
Yeah.
Junior, my thing is Harry Kane lost it for England and no one blaming him. Come on, what's this kind of football? Listen, we're going to touch on that, Junior. You've been reading my script, mate. So let me just quickly just go through the script. So basically, we're going to be looking at the World Cup review, quarterfinals fallouts, the World Cup shopping window, January transfer windows, yeah. What now for Northgate? Should he stick or should he twist? If nobody knows what I'm talking about Mr. Gareth Southgate, but we're calling him Northgate right now. And the other one is, how will players' state be after the World Cup conclusion? I'm talking about players that are coming back now. You know, you're going to come back. You're going to have some players that are going to come back, going to be well happy if they win the World Cup and going as far as they could in the competition. And then, like the state of the situation with Harry Kane missing that, you know what I mean, that's affected him. Will it affect his football when he comes back mentally, physically? For a lot of players, will they come back the same, or will there be a fallout in terms of how they perform for their club going forward? I mean, there's a lot of games to come in December, Carabao Cup, and in 12 days' time, we're back in the Premier League. 26th of December, we go again. So yeah, it's a lot happening. And the last one is any other business, as I like to do. Who are you going to blame now? So Junior, that fits quite well in with that. So let's quickly move into the first game, quarterfinal game, and that's Croatia-Brazil. And what a game in the sense that I thought Brazil was possibly home and dry. All right, as much as the goal line, the score line, in terms of the score line, it ended up as 1-1. But I thought, you know, that Brazil was over the line only for, I think it was Anthony that lost the ball deep in Croatia's half, and literally when that ball was played to what's his name, Modric, and then he played it off to the left. I said, this is a goal. This is an equalizer. And I said, if Croatia equalized, and I've said it to D, they're going on to win on penalties. You know what I mean? They're going to win on penalties. And as we've discussed it kind of briefly, you know, I thought that Neymar would be the one to take the glory, you know, by scoring that goal. You know, it's big, massive player scores that goal. You're thinking, yeah, you know what I mean? Yes, Mr. Calvin, you're saying, brother.
Yes, Calvin.
Yes. So you're thinking, yeah, man, you know, his names are going to be up in lights on the front of the papers and stuff like that. And now we have a situation, you know, where, you know, he decides that he's not going to, you know, take the first penalty. As said, you need to take that penalty, set the tone. Yeah, the first player that I think that went to take it, I think it was Was it Rodrigo or something? Was it Rodrigo?
Yeah. Who never take. Who didn't take club and never take.
So I don't know what the thinking was
because you know what
behind that.
This who should have taken. If my man was too scared to do it and wanted the glory one, that's how I see it. He was too scared to step up first without pressure. It should have been Casemiro then. You should have said. The coach has said to Casemiro, "Go on then, Cas. You know what? Senior man and thing. Go and clap one top bins like I know you can."
Yeah.
But if I can go back to that game just quickly, like this is my perception, right? In the first 25 minutes, Brazil are getting overrun in midfield.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? So straight away, you say Casemiro's getting battered here. I've got to attack him minding. Let me shore it up. He didn't. He waited until half time. He got away with it. Wait till half time. Then he shored it up, and you saw a different Brazil.
Yeah,
right?
But the Brazil fans were definitely not. The Brazil fans were definitely not happy with his tactics there.
He got it wrong. He got it wrong. And then because of the way Croatia rushed the ball, they rush you all the time. There's no letting over Croatia. This thing goes to extra time. You score in extra time with what 5 minutes left, 6 minutes left, less than that. It was less than that. You have to close the door. Why are 6 Brazil players attacking? My guy loses the ball and they get honked the other end. You're like, bro, you're 1-0 up with 1-0 to go.
They did not see the game out properly.
And
they didn't
then
manage the
for
game
me,
out.
that to their heads. So come penalty shootouts, them man's in scramble because all they're thinking is, what are we doing here? How are we won that game? Of course you did.
Yeah.
But I think, and that's why the coach had to fall on his sword, Tite, whatever his name is, because he knew he got it horribly wrong in probably the biggest game so far for them, where they actually got tested in a way that they probably didn't imagine, because how older Croatia. But yeah, he got it wrong, man. And so for me, it's like, and that's not even sour.
They're not forgiving of him. That he absolutely got it wrong. And as I said, I couldn't believe it because you got to remember Modric, Croatian Modric. He's what a baller he is. I mean, what is he? 37.
Yeah,
and he's still doing that at that
Ronnie,
level.
Yeah, same age as Ronnie, but he can actually get in the team and wear the cap.
He can get in the team and make something happen and make something absolutely happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a question from Calvin. I don't know if he's asking, will Modric carry on or retire from international football?
You know what? He may be the Euros in 2024.
Yeah,
but this will be his last World Cup. I don't think about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think there's a possibility that he will do that, because right now you can't find another player like Modric. And I think the other thing is with Croatia, they just haven't got that person that's going to be able to finish off the dinner. Do you know what I mean? If they had someone that could finish the dinner off, maybe they would have probably beaten Brazil. Do you know what I mean? But they just could not. They in the last third, they didn't offer nothing. Do you know what I mean? And
let's not take it away from the goalkeeper either. The goalkeeper had a blind.
Oh yeah, the goalkeeper. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. He put in some saves in that game.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He got peppered, and Brazil knew that they let themselves down there, both tactically and mentally. That once you, because it took them 98 minutes, 99 minutes to score.
Yeah.
That tells you how resilient Croatia are. So it's like once you scored that goal, man, you put on another CDM, you get a striker out of there, and you lock it up. You frustrate them for the last 4 minutes.
But you say that, D, and I agree, because I think I was having this conversation with someone the other day that Croatia are not very good at winning, but they're good at not losing.
Yeah,
right.
And but what I think Brazil lacked was an actual plan in that game.
Yeah,
because they played so well the game before. I think we was all going off in our group chat, isn't it, about Richarlison?
Yeah.
No, it was ridiculous how good they were playing. And they looked like they had a plan. And I think they went into this game, Sanderson, just same again, but actually no plan. Compared to, if you look at Argentina, they picked Croatia apart yesterday.
Yeah,
they picked them, and there was no real threat from Croatia too tough. You know what I mean?
No, there wasn't. They, and that's what I'm saying. They just didn't offer nothing in that game yesterday. Absolutely nothing, and we'll come on to that. But yeah, they did not offer one thing, and I think that is the problem. As I said, if they had a clinical striker, maybe we talking something completely different right now. Do you know what I mean? But what a player Modric is, you know what I mean? And as I said, there's a chance that he will probably play his last game in terms of international wise. Come Euro 24, that's what's 18 months away. So you know, it's not too far away. So you know, he'll still be in his 30s.
Yeah.
So and I think that'll be his swan song. And maybe you never know. I mean, it's whether they get a striker that can really is it Valovic? Is it Valovic that plays up front for them? Is it Valovic? Is he Croatian?
Lahovic.
Yeah, is he Croatian?
No, he's Serbian.
Oh, it's not his Serbian, is it?
Yeah.
Who's their striker again?
It was their talisman.
I think it's Kramaric.
All right, okay.
Kramaric.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Kramaric. Yeah. And they got them Tottenham brother on as a wide forward.
Oh, Perisic.
Yeah.
I feel like Perisic has fallen off.
When you say falling off, what in general? For Tottenham as well?
The Perisic I know from Bayern Munich and Inter Milan hasn't turned up yet for Tottenham, or did he really in this competition at the World Cup? For me, the Perisic that we know, this guy.
A couple of years ago, mate, because we was linked with it. I mean, we've always been linked with him, but he was a baller then. But he hasn't. I suppose with Conte bringing in someone like him with experience.
That's right.
I thought they brought him in with experience. He's not going to be. He doesn't often start for Tottenham, but when he, hopefully when he comes on, he's bringing on a bit of experience and just to maybe help. Well, I'll say whatever youngsters. There's not a lot of youngsters in Tottenham per se. So you're right. He hasn't really. Yeah, when I say he hasn't really cut it, he hasn't cut it, and he has fallen off. I would say, I'll probably have to agree with you. He has fallen off. Craig is saying, I want Tuchel or Pochettino. For the England.
I think Tuchel's the one. Tuchel's a cut man, isn't he? He's a cut man.
Yeah. And I think he would get, in terms of the system that he plays, I think he would get a massive tune out of these current players. Because listen, England have got a good bunch of players.
They do.
Yeah. But it's just like Southgate. I don't know.
Southgate once again. It's this
in-game management.
Go and have a good game today. This is the team, and I hope you lot bring it back. That's what I'm pretty sure that's what he says. Because if you look at the wins that he does get, often it's not come from a great phase of great play. It's come from individual brilliance. So what the players pretty much taking it upon themselves.
Yeah, so you don't. I mean, listen. Let's go back to Arsenal in terms of how Arteta's got our team playing. You see the system, and I don't see that. I don't see that from
100% not. I want someone to tell me how England play. Go on, go. No one can tell me. No, me.
For me looking in, and I'm looking in, for me looking in, why hasn't he fallen on his sword? The guy fell on his sword because he knew he messed up. Not Southgate.
The Portuguese managers fell on his sword.
They all fell on their sword because they know they failed at their job. Yeah. They had one assignment, win the World Cup. That's the one assignment that you got to the World Cup.
There was talk.
Still hanging on.
There was talk about, if he wins or, he might even consider. I can almost guarantee if he wins the World Cup, he will step down and come off as a legend. But the fact that he hasn't done it is the reason he's staying in there. I think he wants to leave on a moral high that he's done something.
He's an FA puppet. That's what this guy is.
Yeah.
Right, and I heard someone.
Careful with your words there, D. I thought he was going to say something else.
He is Ollie Gunnar Southgate in disguise, He's got his favourites, and he's stubborn with his favourites, and the favourites should have got him sacked. Or, you know what, Craig? I'm about to say that. You just said it. I just said Maddison did not get a single minute in the World Cup. In what world does your most informed player not get any minutes? This tells me he should not be the manager.
No. 100%. 100%. Yeah. Do you know what? The only bit of credit I'll give him is he makes Maguire look like a brand new player. That's the only thing. That's the only thing.
Would he take him?
Hold on. Because Maguire doesn't have to play a high line for England. Play him in a high line, and we'll see it. He'll get.
He's been one of England's best players.
Because he's projected norm.
No.
He's expected to defend deep, not depend on the halfway line.
D watches Maguire week in, week out for United.
Yep.
And he smashed it. In England, this is the one thing I must give Southgate credit for. Maybe I give him too much.
He plays to his weakness.
He plays. He found a way to cover. You know, any ball in behind, there was always a player sweeping.
Right.
And that's the only way you could play with Maguire.
Yeah.
That's the only way you
could play. And Ten Hag is like, I got Varane and Lascelles that can give me what I want, as in get up on the halfway line and get back and defend.
Yeah. They got the legs for it.
And the thing is now, we have to play Harry now. Unless we sell him in January, we have to play him.
Yeah.
So and maybe he just
you're saying that your manager Ten Hag. Yeah, Ten Hag came out and said, look, he was kind of bigging him up and saying, listen, he's come out and said basically Harry hasn't performed as he should, but if he performs like he did
for England
in the World Cup, then we've got our Harry back. Yeah, but then saying all of that, the system that Ten Hag plays doesn't suit him.
No, the system and the armband, they're both too heavy for him.
Say that again, mate.
The system and the armband are both too heavy for him.
Yeah.
And in England, he doesn't have that pressure. No armband, no system.
Yeah.
You're going to get protected. So you don't have to worry about pushing up to the halfway line. We got you, Harry.
I actually think Harry could be the Harry that we knew from Leicester if he was just Harry Maguire. No captain.
Yeah.
Just pressure off him.
A lot of pressure's been put on his large shoulders and head.
Because it gets to him, doesn't it?
It gets to him, And the thing is, there's talk. I mean, they were talking about it on Talk Sport, and they were saying like, if he was to go in January or was to be sold in the summer, what club would suit him? And I think it was what's the Scottish player, ex-Rangers player, what's his name? I can't remember. No, the Scottish player, the old Rangers player. Oh, do you know what I'm talking about?
He did the second show after Alan Brazil.
Yeah. But he basically came out and said, he basically came out and said that, he probably wouldn't get into Arsenal's side, but he probably do well. And this is not a dig at Tottenham fans. He probably do better in the system where they played that counter-attacking football.
Yeah. A defensive-minded coach.
He was suit Spurs as to more of that kind of possession-based football. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because the thing is with Spurs, they sit back deep. They don't push up. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they soak up the pressure and then win the ball back and then hit you, hit on the counter. So who knows? But as I said, if he doesn't get sold, if he doesn't get sold in January, then he's sitting behind Martinez, he's sitting behind Varane, he's sitting behind Lindelof.
You're
talking fourth choice now. You're talking fourth choice.
And the thing is, and I will say that the persons that had played a good start of the season,
Alan McCoy, that's it.
Alan McCoy, and didn't get a look in. Didn't get a look in because he went with his favourites.
Are we looking at that?
You know what? A lot of people saying that he should go. He should go for a change of injury.
No.
Because he can talk to people. He can talk to clubs in January, can't he?
No, he can't.
No, he can't.
No, he can't.
They triggered this extension.
Oh, they triggered it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They're never letting the man go for free. He will go for something. If he goes, he'll go for 40, 50 million or something.
Yeah. But they triggered it on. Yeah. They'll do the same. They'll do the same maybe with Luke Shaw as well.
Yeah.
And maybe Delort. They'll trigger their 1-year extensions because they're all out of contract in the summer.
So
if the 1 year is not triggered.
Have they triggered it then? Have they triggered
Apparently so, yeah. Him, Luke Shaw, and Delort as well. I think they're triggering all three of them. Even David De Gea is on the trigger. I don't know if they triggered him yet, though.
Right. No, none of these players will go for free. None of them. Because
after letting so many players walk last summer for free, your Pogbas and all that, United can't do that again.
And that's the thing. They didn't have options in those months. If they had options,
and that's what they've done this time. Even haven't done it yet. By the end of December, all them guys will be triggered.
850 grand a week.
No. That's insane. That's letting me know that they're obviously seeing Messi thinking about going, and I think they're even worried that they might not hang on to Mbappe for too much longer. So, you know,
but the joke is, that's more than we were paying Ronnie. We were paying Ronnie when he first came 600. So 850 a week is insanity.
No, that's
where are they getting that money from, Norm? Honestly, where are they getting that money from?
Well, they're hosting the World Cup, mate. Literally, they're literally the owners of the same people.
That's
these people have deep.
And the PSG, you know, guys come out and has really, you know, spoken highly of Rashford and said, look, you know, it's a player that we would like to get.
Do you know what's quite scary? That Newcastle are double the amount that PSG are worth.
Is it?
That's scary. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. They're a wealth fund. Yeah. That's different.
And you know what is about Newcastle? Yeah, they're just like a sleeping giant.
Yeah.
You know. I tell you what it's like. You just imagine. You know, like you live in an area where you get volcanic eruptions, and every now and again, you know, you see a little thing. But bro, when that volcano is about to erupt, man, everybody better just move out the way.
The thing is, Newcastle are doing it the right way.
Absolutely.
Have come into money, not on this scale, but they've come into money. But Newcastle, they've got themselves a director of football. They've got themselves a recruitment guy. They've got themselves an analyst, and they're just like, no, it's cool. We're gonna build this. They're gonna build this empire properly. And when they come in for them players, they're doing it properly now. I reckon.
Question is, will they build it with my man at the Hill?
That's a big question.
Eddie Howe, because I think, you know, he's a shoo-in. He's a shoo-in. If Southgate was to walk, he's a shoo-in for that job. I mean, look at what he's done with Bournemouth and taking where they are.
Eddie's a class above Southgate. He's a class.
But there's people coming out and saying that, you know, people. I mean, there's names that have been branded about, and we'll talk about that. But names have been branded about with regards to Eddie Howe, Pochettino, you know, Tuchel now.
For the England job.
The other way round.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And also the whole thing of, well, should he be English or should he be a foreign? Listen, we've had 2 foreign managers before. Then we've gone back British again. Now they're having this other debate. And this is the whole thing. I think I don't know if D was saying or Ez was saying, why are we having this whole? Oh no, I think it was D was saying, just die on your sword, man. You failed, bro.
He has to know. Because it's like everyone's making excuses for him. Asha, I do a better job than this Ole Gunnar Southgate, because you have to use your talent, Norm, and you got once every 4 years to prove yourself, and you bring a 26-man squad, and you didn't even rest Pickford, you know, just from mental rest, and play Pope. Even played Pope for half a game.
Ramsdale,
for half a game.
Ben White ended up going back home. I mean, listen, I don't know what the issue is that there's
didn't he?
There was a fallout, and they weren't getting on with it. But you know, we won't find that out yet. We won't know and get to the bottom of it. But obviously, you know, you got the Arsenal club saying like, we're behind you, blah blah blah. So whatever, because he went back for personal reasons. That was pushed out from the FA. And also it was pushed out from Arsenal as well, but we don't know what the facts are. But it came out that he wasn't getting along with some of the players, and the assistant, or I don't know if it's assistant manager.
The assistant manager. I'm hearing. I heard it wasn't really the players. I heard his beef was with the assistant manager about a lot of things that were going on in the camp and not being addressed. So it was like, you have to remember, Roy Keane did this. It was like, nah, man, I'm not on this foolishness, and he just dipped.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to just look at yourself and say, this is valuable family time, because he knew you weren't going to get a single minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, Asha, make up yourself, man.
Junior, we haven't seen you for a long while, mate. Good to have you back on the show and back to your trolling. I don't know who you want to troll. I know you sometimes troll.
It's always coming after me.
You'll ever come out Big D, sometimes Ez and obviously Chili. But
no time today, because I said I'll be jumping off at 7. So no time for trolling me today.
But listen, just quickly. So Brazil lose 4-2 on penalties, and the penalties were bad as well. McKenas, missed it to hit the post to put Brazil through. So let's just quickly go on to the Netherlands-Argentina game. Argentina again winning that 4-3 on penalties. Again, I thought Argentina was over the line, but Netherlands, what an ingenious free kick to level it up.
Yeah,
just
resilient.
I thought he was gonna whack it, and then the next thing I know, man's passing it into the wall, man's twist, bang in the back of the net. 2-2.
It's a Chelsea man, right? That's a man, isn't it?
No, Waghurst. No, he plays for
Not Chelsea.
Burnley. Yeah,
Burnley.
Yeah.
So he's not even in the Premier now, isn't he?
No, but when Burnley was in the Premier, yeah, they bought him when he was there. When they went in the Premier, big tall brother.
Yeah, that's right.
I think they got him from. I can't remember the German club they got him from.
Werder Bremen.
Werder Bremen, Werder Bremen, and that. So but listen, there was one pass that
1-0 France.
France is
1-0 France.
1-0 France.
Wow.
1-0 France.
That was too easy, brah.
Yeah, man. 1-0 for France. Who scored?
Fiona Hernandez.
Is it?
Yeah.
Guys, I want you to feast your eyes on this still picture. Now, this was Messi's assist for the second goal. Now, the man, I mean, obviously, I can't get it any more closer than this, yeah?
It's not normal.
It's not normal, guys. It's not normal. We talked about it on the chat. This is unbelievable what this guy does. I think they've showed the graphic here, yeah? Now, I think when the ball was played, the guy obviously has gone to step across Messi. He's put it through his legs. Messi at this point isn't even looking at where the man is. He just knows where he's going to play that ball. And
insane. It's insane. I've no words, D.
Unbelievable, mate. And listen, Messi's 35. And yesterday, what a game he had yesterday as well. You saw little small glimmers of Messi of 2010, 2012. He's 35, but every now and again, he turns it on. And what an assist. What an assist. And obviously, at the end of the day, Netherlands lose on penalties. What's the name? Misses the first goal, first penalty. Van Dijk misses the first penalty. Argentina go on and win that game 4-3 to set themselves up for the semi-finals. And now they're just going to sit back, and they're now into the finals now, yeah. But as I said, that was against Croatia, and you saw again this the first goal. I think it was the second goal where who was it that ran from Alvarez? I think it was Alvarez from his half.
Yeah,
I mean the defending was absolutely ridiculous. The defending was
somebody had to have put a foot in there.
That's it.
That was just ridiculous. That was.
Yeah.
Just give away a free kick. You know the one.
Can I ask a question, guys? Sorry. Did you see the penalty? I didn't see the penalty, but people are saying that the penalty that was given against Argentina that Argentina got. They said it shouldn't have been a penalty because literally
it's soft.
It was soft. It was like he ran into the player. The goalkeeper stood there and he ran into the player. So I don't know what your thoughts are quickly on that.
The objective of the goalkeeper is to spread himself wide. He spreads himself wide, right? He passes the ball around him. The goalkeeper doesn't dive forward. He spreads himself wide. He runs into him. Where's the goalkeeper supposed to go?
Yeah.
It's not a penalty. Because the goalkeeper's doing his job. Now, if the goalkeeper had dived and took his legs as he went round him, then that's different. Yeah. But he doesn't. He does into him and then does the whole roll.
It's what you're saying, because you was kind of shaking. You was kind of like,
I don't know. For me,
I'm saying it's a hard done by thing. I think I agree with D. I think goalkeepers do know the risk though, that if they don't make contact with that ball whilst making themselves big, which I think
that's the only thing. Yeah, that's the only thing he didn't do. But that means as he would have had to, when he was spread wide, he'd have to have dived.
Absolutely.
But you see, Alvarez would kick the goalkeeper's hand and go down. And still get the penalty.
This is where the rules need to be taken into VAR's hands properly. The rules are the rules, but you can't just say the rules are the rules. The VAR is meant to say, right, in real time, how is this? How have we got here? And I think VAR is meant to see if the player's literally gone into the keeper or the keeper has intended to bring out that player. And that's where VAR's got to be better for me. And to so that we're not having these debates. It should be just it's a pen.
But the refereeing, I mean, in general, the refereeing has been shocking, absolutely shocking. And I think a lot of these referees, I think they were more about the limelight being on them. Do you know what I mean? And
there's a lot of that, wasn't it?
You wonder where they got their license from.
A lot of grandstanding from these referees, man. A lot of grandstanding.
I mean, I think the France game.
That's the highlight one.
That's the highlight one. How many times does a man have to be kicked down before the referee says, "All right, go Saka for the when he got kicked down, but literally had his feet swiped, and the guy had to say play on, and they ended up scoring from that." And some people might turn around and start to blame Saka for that, but he clearly was fouled.
Look,
it's a foul.
I like when matches are won or lost fairly, and you can just say good game or unlucky or whatever. I hate when it's like, well, that decision was so bad that it would literally turn the game outcome. It affects the game outcome. That's 100%. That's 100%. That's what the refs are meant not to do. You know what I mean? You're not meant to do that. It's not their game.
But in the same breath, you shouldn't need 2 penalties to stay in the game. No, you've got to be scoring from open play, and hence why I made this big deal about people like Maddison and even Trent. Trent can hit a free kick. Nah, man, you just benched him because he's not
a penalty. And the penalty.
And so I look at it and I say, we need to go from open play, and you had 2 creators on the bench you wouldn't give any minutes to. Yet you'll devise the team to protect Maguire and Stones, but you won't do it to present a guy that gives you great delivery. I don't get the way he thinks. He's so defensive minded. Chile dog, where I you. I
blame Saka. It's all his fault. Yeah, you would say that, Chile. Yeah, you would say that, mate.
Hold on, gents, I'm going to jump off now.
Yeah, it's all good.
Guys, everyone in the chat, big up you. We'll be back soon.
If you get a chance, if you are watching the game, probably come in the chat because we're gonna.
No. I'll jump back in the chat in a bit.
Yeah. All right, let's take it easy, brother. Okay. Man. Yeah. So just going back on the we were talking about the England game. Yeah. I mean, you don't need 2 penalties. You should be scoring from open play.
England, that bothered me, Norm. That bothered me that in a game that big, that you need penalties to just to stay in it. So the pressure on Kane to score that penalty. You have to remember as well, he's going up against his goalkeeper. That's his club goalkeeper who knows how we do the thing. So if you know what he's trying to do, he's trying to go the same way, but with more power. But with more power, it makes you pull your head back. You pull your head back, you pull your whole chest back. The ball's going up, Norm. The ball's going up every time.
100%, yeah. And I mean, they were trying to even scrutinise the way he missed it. I'm thinking, man.
It was simple. He's going for the same area. He's going top bins with more power. But with more power, your body tends to go back.
What they were trying to say though, he done all of that, but they were trying to say, Henderson said something to him and then something else, and then he was thinking about maybe if I put it, in the same place, he was overthinking it. So they were over-analysing Kane's penalty. I mean, mate, did they over-analyse Saka's penalty and Sancho's penalty and anybody else's penalty? Do you know what I mean? It looks like we lost. But
it's almost like justifying it. But if you look at this deeply, right, this is where Southgate, in-game management, this is where he says, Harry, listen, man, this is your Hendo, step up and take this penalty. Because he psychological warfare right there. The moment they were debating it, saying, I'm going to go the same place and I'm going to go harder, is the point where Harry's got a bit of doubt in his mind because Lloris knows him. And then this is where Southgate just screams and says, Hendo, take that penalty. And everyone be like, what? Hendo, take penalty. And now Lloris now got to overthink Hendo because he don't know Hendo's penalty. And this is where I think, again, in-game management, take the pressure off Harry because you know Harry's overthinking it because it's his guy that he's going against. And these the little things, this is what when you woke up, it's the little tweaks in the game, moment.
The little small margins, mate. Fine margins. And because of that fine margin, England end up going out.
And
of
the mind games are not going to work with Hendo. The mind games that Lloris was doing with Harry are not going to work on Hendo because Hendo don't care. I'm not training with you day in, day out, week in, week out.
Yeah.
All right. Guess my penalty now. Like you can dance as much as you want. I'm going to go straight down the middle because you're going to dive one way or the other. You know what I mean? It's I don't know.
And in that game, listen, England for me were the better side, but they just weren't clinical enough. And it's why are you relying on 2 penalties? I mean, the goal
just to get to extra time.
Yeah, some people were saying that that maybe the goalkeeper Pickford could have done better with the first one. Listen, the guy's hit it from 30 yards out. And some were saying that he should have been off his line rather than standing on his line, and he's moved too late. I don't think he was unsighted or whatever. So I don't know. But then the defending for the second goal, where Giroud, obviously surpassing Thierry Henry's record now. Yeah, that man again, Giroud. Boy. As much as some people used to cuss him when he used to play for Arsenal,
he's a handful.
He's doing the business. Goals. You know what I mean? Look, he's scored 52, 53 goals now for France. Yeah. Top highest goal scorer for France, and he's pretty much won it for France. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But just addressing Chile there. Yeah. Is it Harry's call or is it Southgate's call? Because he's saying that Harry ain't letting anyone else take it. But surely, if Southgate says, Harry, give this one up. Surely he has to give that one up.
Yeah. Jay, we'll definitely come on to that. And welcome to the chat, Jay. I haven't seen you.
Jay, don't we get respect, man. Don't we get me started on as a black player. My Lord.
We'll come on to that. Chile has a point. I mean, Calvin's saying Chile has a point about that. So, I mean, unless Chile wants to respond back to...
And the thing is, you have to remember, he's wearing the armband as well, Norm.
Yeah.
So, he is the second manager on the pitch.
Yeah.
As in, I got the armband. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he said, in his... I mean, when he had his post-match press conference or whoever he had it with, he was saying that he had prepared, in his mind, if the position was to take 2 penalties, that he had prepared, but obviously not prepared enough because the pressure's got to him. And as I said, he's ended up. I mean, the amount of memes that came after the missed penalty, mate. Landed on the moon, rugby, American football, you name it. The memes were out there. You know what I mean? And I think the other thing it was said.
And he was lucky to get away with memes, Norm.
Say that again.
Remember, he got away with just memes. He got away with,
I know where you're going. I know where you're going with that.
Bananas, and monkey emojis. There was none of that. Just memes, just funny,
just memes,
just funny
memes.
And,
yeah. No, I absolutely totally agree with you there. Chile's come back and say he's the captain and penalty taker, so no chance he gives it up.
Fair enough, but
sometimes I hear what you're saying, Chile, but sometimes the manager, I think as the manager, I would be probably saying to myself, right, because it wasn't too long after when they got the second penalty. So
he looked concerned in his face as well,
Yeah, you could see. You could definitely
so straight away, you're like, he looks like he's going to throw up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When you watch penalty shootouts, and we do this with our family. My son, my daughter, and we look at the guy's eyes and say, you know what, he's looking like he's missing this one.
Right, exactly.
The goal for the throat, and he's like, he doesn't look confident at all.
If a man is swallowing hard and everything, his legs are probably like jelly up there.
Like jelly.
And he's trying to stir himself just to get one good run in and clap the thing. I just Well,
but listen, as a result of that, as I said, that's come back to haunt him. France go on and win that 2-1, and set themselves up for a semi-final game against Morocco. But before we go into that, let's just read what Calvin says. Admittedly, Southgate has achieved more than any other England bar Sir Alf Ramsey, but I think he should review his position after this World Cup. And there's this to and fro in, is he going or isn't he going? And we will come on to that, Calvin, in terms of should he stick or twist, with regards to his position as England captain. Some people are saying that he should stay on, but we will come on to that. So let's look at the Morocco game. Morocco won, and big up to Morocco representing the African nation or Arab,
man.
if you want to call it, depending what side of the fence you sit on. They're winning that game. Morocco, a very organised side, and it's almost like they're the underdogs. The ones that have come through. So I did not think Morocco would get.
Well, no, don't Morocco play in the African Cup of Nations?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, so
but what some people say,
geography-wise and all that.
Yeah, so when they were interviewing the manager after Morocco, I can't remember which team they beat, and they were sort of saying, "Oh, are you representing the Arabs because they're obviously playing in there?" And he says, "Look, it's not about countries now; it's about us turning up on the field and doing what we need to do." You understand? Yeah. But Morocco is, I think it's like North Africa, isn't it?
North Africa, yeah.
North Africa.
It's not. I think it's quite Tunisia. It's like
that's right.
Very much North Africa rather than West Africa. But
that's right.
For the African nation, man, you're playing AFCON, mate. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And in that game, as I said, Morocco beat Portugal 1-0. Again, the manager, Santos, I believe, called it, because I said to you, D, in the last show, would he sit Ronaldo on the bench? And I know your thoughts on that was where he'd be a brave man to do that. And if that happened and say they did lose, would it fallen him in sense of why didn't you play Ronaldo? And I mean, he had his girlfriend coming out and having a go at him and
but you know what? Like that. Do you not think that he gave Ronaldo enough minutes to be the GOAT?
Yes, of course, because he pretty much came on second half.
He missed bare chances. He was offside twice. And I'm like, bro, this man's giving you redemption. You're not taking it.
Yeah.
Because if Ronaldo comes on, right, and gets him out of jail, he has to start next. Maybe we get our Ronaldo Messi final.
Yeah.
But when he came on, he didn't offer anything again, though.
Yeah, didn't offer nothing.
And
the thing about Morocco, they're a very organised side. Yeah.
Oh, discipline is mad. And this one, I'm a bit shocked. They let that go.
Yeah. I'm a little
they're not that
myself.
team, but maybe a bit of nervousness. Semi-final.
Yeah.
But
you understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
I look at that and say he could have redeemed himself, and he didn't.
Yeah, and he didn't. And I think that the big disappointment, and it's all about Ronaldo at the end of the day, Mr. Narcissist. It's all about Ronaldo's show. I mean, look. The game finishes. You got the Portuguese players on their haunches, really disappointed and broken, going out to Morocco because you on paper you had Portugal winning this game. Yeah. What does my man do? The camera follows him down the tunnel. Leaves the rest of his teammates.
Captain, when he came on, they respected him and gave him the armband when he came on. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so whoever, as he's coming on, someone comes to him and puts the armband.
Is it Bruno? Does Bruno wear the armband? Is it Bruno?
No, it's Pepe.
Oh, Pepe. Sorry, yes.
Pepe.
Right, okay.
So they do like I think 2 or 3 subs in the one go. Yeah, they come to the side and they literally put the armband on for him. He has to just put his arm out and they put the armband on him. So everyone's saying, "Yeah, man, captain's here. All right, let's go different again.
Step up."
And for him to do that, to leave his soldiers on the field of play, and he knew the camera was going to follow him. Though he knew,
of course he knew.
And I just thought, bro, go and clap your fans that spent thousands of pounds to get to Qatar or Euros or whatever they're using. Euros over there. And I'm like, you don't even respect your fans that spent their peas to come out and support you. Just because you didn't get your way.
That's what I'm saying. The whole focus, that's as you said,
horrible.
Win, lose, or whatever, draw, whatever. The focus will always be on this guy. Yeah. The fact that he did not stay on, literally, as the game done, the man he didn't even go and clap the fans and sit down. As the leader, the leader, one of the eldest players on the pitch. You go around to your players and console them. Yeah, I know you're a winner and all of that. But it's all about you, and it's maybe the point that, well, because you didn't start me, why do I want to stick around for? And then you're walking down the tunnel with your hands in your head and all that. Nah, man, it did not look good.
G Neville said it
about the Ronaldo.
He said it. He said his level of petulance is ruining his legacy, and you just saw it again in that game Because as a captain, you just hold your play, tell them, listen, man, we did what we had to do. You walk around to wherever the bulk of your fans are, you clap. You even throw your shirt into the crowd or give it to a young kid. And you sit down for 5 minutes, you have you cry because it's all getting in your head, it's all in the emotions. You cry and then you say, right, I'm going in. I've done.
But the thing is, D, I mean, you know, these players probably quietly, you know, they're probably saying, you know, this guy, you know, how can we give him respect? Yes, he's a great footballer and that, but you don't do that, man. You know,
he
you
ruins
don't
it for
do
them, no. I mean,
yeah, but they can't say anything, D. Do you know what I mean? Because you know, because it's fallout.
Because it's still the captain. You know? Yeah, it's still he'll get them banned.
Yeah,
and I don't even think he has that pull anymore. Otherwise, if he had that pull and that manipulation over the coach would never have a chance to bench him.
But the other thing as well,
the
other thing as well, is we talked about the goat and the Billy goat,
right.
And I know which French the Billy goat is sitting on right now. Understand? And the thing about it, you had two players, you know, Ballon d'Or winners, big time players, but only one turned up in this World Cup. The other one, the Billy goat, scored one goal,
and that was a penalty.
And that was a penalty.
Yeah.
And so for me, you know, if you're supposed to be that big, you know, person that's going to come and make a difference. I mean, listen, Ronaldo, he's 2 years older than Messi. Yeah?
Messi, yeah.
What I saw from Messi yesterday was unbelievable. He literally took the game. I mean, in a couple of games, he's taken the game by the scruff of the neck and said, "Yo, let me deal with this." Ronaldo, whether he's scoring, assisting, whatever, you know, and his coach said it's an honor. It's an honor to manage this guy. Can Santos say that of Ronaldo? No, because of your petulanceness, because of your narcissism and the way you think. Yeah, it's all about me. And that's your legacy now is absolutely tarnished. I think he will go again come the European, you know, it's only 18 months away. So
he spoke about it, didn't he?
He'll have one more goal.
Yeah. And I actually said a few weeks ago that if he wins the World Cup, he retires after the World Cup from everything. Yeah. Because it'll just make so much money off the field of football that he'll just say, you know, I don't even have to play anymore. I've won the World Cup. I've won everything in Europe. Yeah. I think Ronaldo has done it at international level. Yeah, Calvin. I think he's done it at Premier League level as well. Yeah.
Well, club level. Club level. When we're talking about
someone will see whether he goes to America or he goes to
NASA.
That Robs. Someone will pay us. He'll make the money. He's a great marketing tool. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we brought him back to Man United. You know, shirt sales.
But
let's not get twisted there.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the fallout for Ronaldo if Messi goes on and wins the World Cup?
Wins the World Cup. I know.
Can you imagine?
Because
man would have to go. Man would have to go and talk to Richard Branson and say, "Listen, you've got a shuttle to the moon."
He'll go up there, play a game with his friends, and he'll win the Moon World Cup, and say, "Messi, now come and do this. Look what I just done." And I think that's the problem as well.
Not only played in all the other divisions, I can play on another planet.
No, I'm true. Yeah. I thought it was no.
Oh, okay.
They're just flicking in the game back. Yeah, but I just feel like he let himself down. You know,
they say he wants to come to Liverpool.
Does he?
You're joking. Yeah. That's what Jay. That's
Klopp. Nah, Klopp, boy.
You're trying to get Jude, yeah, if you can afford him, and also I think you're linked with another player from Morocco, if I can pronounce his name, who plays for Morocco. I think he's. I don't know if they're in talks with him, but there is a potential. Signing.
Diaz is injured, right? Is it Diaz that got injured?
Yeah, Diaz is injured. Yeah,
so he's out for the rest of the season. Anyway.
Yeah, he's out. Yeah, well, I don't know if he's out completely, because he had a reoccurrence of the injury. So, you know, the setback. So, there's talk about Pulisic going there on a free. You know, maybe you know what I mean. So again, as a replacement for Diaz. Oh wow! So he's going to be. You're right. You're right.
I heard there's having knee surgery. Just like
well, that means Jesus.
Yeah. Because you see the knee surgery, you can't rush it back with the knee surgery.
You can't. You can't.
You have to just let that thing heal properly. Otherwise, you're constantly getting injured with it.
So if that's the case, then Liverpool are short in the attacking section, and also, So Pulisic, Pulisic has come out and said, I know. If Ez is in the chat, he said that he wants to stay at Chelsea, but we'll see come the January, because I think this January window is going to be quite busy. D. It's normally quiet, but I think it's going to be quiet. It's going to be
just
quite
because
busy.
of World Cup injuries.
Yeah. Jay doesn't want him. Yeah, World Cup injuries and that. And I think one of the two busiest clubs will probably be ourselves and your club.
Wow.
Possibly. But saying that,
see, our guys, right?
Yeah.
You have to remember, if they're trying to push a sale, Norm, of the team, then as in of the club, then I don't see them spending.
Right.
A lot of people don't know this, right? We at Man United, I say because that's my team, and personally, we are nearly £1 billion in debt on transfers, as in owing money and the debt. So these guys are chatting about they want 6 or 7 billion for the club. There's nearly £1 billion in debt as well as that. So you want 7 billion and you're leaving the $1 billion in debt. Insane.
Yeah.
So it's almost like so what they want, Norman, they want me and you to give them arm and then this money to repair Carrington and buy players, and then still pull 20 odd million dividends in January or whatever.
Okay, so
these guys are insane, Norm. They're insane.
Right. So question is, D, then, all right, because I said that our club and your club will be busy. I mean, based on what you've just said there, I mean, how busy are? Is it busy just talking and just saying, "Oh, I'm linked with this player," or will you actually get a player? I know you're linked with like the likes of Gakpo, and a couple of other players, but Gakpo especially. I think it was taking back my man as well, Depay as well as a possibility. Do you know what I mean?
But you have to remember that because Ronaldo played out this circus in such a public way. Everyone knows that we only have a striker now. So no one's gonna say, "Oh, let's do a Man United deal. You can have him for this." Nah, brother. We are gonna get absolutely turned over for a second striker. We never replaced Cavani. Ronaldo left, and what his name? Mason got benched. Or what's going on? So we're now 3 strikers down. 3. Yeah. Come on, man! It's a circus.
Yeah,
still,
for a club,
even with a good manager, a good manager, we're still a circus here. Because if they're saying that we're $1 billion in debt, because apparently we owe money on the purchases in the summer.
Yeah,
apparently there's 200+ million owed on them purchases because they're all done in installments, Norm.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So we overpaid for Anthony. We overpaid for Casemiro.
Yeah,
and all these. So apparently it's just over 200 million that we've still got to pay up in installments, and we need at least 2 strikers and a right back. And
the problem is, as you said, getting those 2 strikers. Like, say even one of those strikers is going to cost
one striker.
It's going to cost you money because they know that you need it, and they know that Man United will pay over the odds. That's what they do.
And just say Eternal said, right, I need another striker. I got to get cover for the lot. That's 120, 130 million just there, Norm, on 2 players.
Yeah.
Because it's Man United and the Man United tax. So so that 100 million goes on top of the 900 and whatever million, taking it very close now, or just over $1 billion.
Well, the thing is, because of this, where you are £1 billion in debt, and I noticed when you was putting in the chat, there was some figures that was banded around on our chat, and I just want to kind of briefly, you was kind of going backwards and forward with Chile with regards to the cost of Man United and the price of what they want. Now they're talking. I saw figures of between 7 billion, and 10 billion.
Now they said it's more 6 to 7 billion.
6 to 7 billion.
But people are saying it should be 5 billion. Norman, they bought the club 7 years ago for 750 million. and now you want 6 to 7 billion. I mean, come on, man. And you got $1 billion on debt on top of that. So whoever buys it, there's suddenly $1 billion in debt after spending 7 billion to buy it. In what world? Who's going to buy that? Unless it's just an Arab that, remember, there's one of the Arab sons, right, in that family, and his side portion is about 35 billion. So he can afford it. He can more than afford it. But that's not the point. That's not the point. That you spent 7 million.
Because you see these Arabs, as much as they might just go out spending there, to get where they are, they had to be very prudent with how they dealt with their money. So they're not. They're going to look at that and go, well, okay, I've got 35 billion sitting in my account, and they're going to look at it and say, well, you bought the club for 750 million. You know, you want 6 to 7 billion with a £1 billion debt on that,
right?
Well, all right. To me and you, D, we're set for life until the next lifetime. If that was the case,
exactly.
Yeah. But for them, they're like saying, no, every penny counts.
But this how greedy these the Glazers are, man. Because you see what's happening, Norm, is that they're saying that the next generation, their kids are trying to force them. They want their money, so this is why they want investors. I don't think they really want to sell. It's a very good cash cow for them, but if they're forced to sell, then they're going to get as greedy as possible. This is my fear that this thing could drag on for a year, back and forth, trying to sell the club. In the meantime, we get into more debt because we still have to strengthen, and Ten Hag will want to still continue to put his stamp on the club. Okay, these guys ain't good enough. Get them sold.
So with players and their agents, they're looking at this situation with Man United and
and this is why Rashford may go. This is why I think he may go, just because he knows that as good as Ten Hag is, he won't get back in the way he needs to get back to catch up with Man City and Liverpool right now. Even Arsenal, I might say Arsenal because Arsenal top of the tree. So I have to not disrespect you guys and put you guys in that same conversation. You guys top of the league, Man City behind you, Liverpool are Liverpool, regardless of their indifferent start. You're never going to write Liverpool off, not with Klopp at the helm. So for us to get to be that consistent team, you still got to spend money and strengthen. That way, look at Pep. He's got 2 good players in every position. So you can compete in four. And
I think the other clubs behind us in terms of behind Man City, because they've got 2 quality players in every position. Can you imagine the sort of money that we would have to? It wouldn't be a problem for Newcastle. I think for Newcastle, is once they cement their place either in that top 6 to top 4, then you'll start see them go right. Okay,
and they will spend money.
It's now to turn on. It's now to turn on the tap now. We're ready to go. All systems go. Let's do it. You know what I mean?
Because normally, if they qualify for Champions League, you're going to see them spend because they won't want to go to Champions League and get turned over. So they'll spend. They'll spend in the summer. And get them in early.
Makes a lot of.
Get them in early. That way, by the time Champions League come along, they're kind of well oiled. They know the system of whoever is the coach.
Definitely. So listen, so much, but we kind of sort of briefly talked about Argentina. Yesterday's game. The Messi show, second half especially, and winning that game 3-0. Penalty, as I said, was a bit dubious. Second goal, guy running pretty much from his half, and somebody should have put a foot in there, but defending from Croatia was terrible. And then Messi for the assist, and you saw the old Messi coming back, the GOAT, as everybody says. He is the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? And then Argentina,
even the way they locked down the way they locked them down, it was like I think for me, once it got to 2-0, I never saw Croatia getting back into that game. It was over. And that's where you got to tip your hat and say, man, these guys levels,
So listen, Argentina have secured themselves to the final, and currently France is playing Morocco up 1-0. Goal first 5 minutes. Theo Hernandez. I'm not seeing the game, so I don't know.
I've actually got him on my bench in my fantasy World Cup team.
Okay.
This dude never scores. This dude never scores.
So I mean, if you haven't got the game on there and you're sort of, I'm assuming that France are they in control or
it's been Morocco about their moments, but France are definitely dating the pace right now. which you kind of expected. You get, Morocco going to have to dig deep and counterattack these guys and do some magic,
Yeah.
At the moment, they're defending a lot, so
yeah. So look, the other thing
they should have had a penalty as well, Norm. Controversial, but
okay.
They say it's controversial. They're saying they should have had a penalty.
Root cause, big up, man. I know you had come in earlier in the chat before this show even
yes, root cause
had started. So big up again to you, root cause, brother. France deserve to be ahead. So great. So not watching the game. So give us your commentary whilst we're doing it. Thank you for people that are on the show watching us. Well, I suppose you're probably watching a bit of us and watching a bit of the France game. So big up to you guys for showing your commentary.
I got a tablet onto this side here. So
So big up to you. So so we kind of touched on one of the things I said about the World Cup being a shopping window for a lot of Premier League teams, and the January transfer, and we kind of touched on some of the players that we think. I mean, Arsenal. There's talk about Modric from Shakhtar Donetsk coming in, 21-year-old attacking midfielder, very much left-sided. Then you've got also we're linked with João Felix. You got your guys on split screen, bro. Yeah, respect to that, bro.
João, he wants out, Norm.
He wants out.
He's had a massive fallout.
He's fallout with Diego, and he's not playing to his game. And Man United as well have been linked with João Felix, as well as Chelsea. Chelsea with Brozier now being out for the season now. Maybe Chelsea might test the waters with regards to João Felix, but I think the structure in terms of with João, I think Atletico would be open to a loan deal, but would pay up a massive loan payment up front.
So
and then
a loan with option to buy, or just
because he's not going to buy. Yeah, I say option to buy. It'd be more of you would have to buy him because I don't think he's going to go back. To Atletico. So listen.
So I wonder if there's wages on that, Norm. If you get him on a loan for the second half of the season, do they split the wages 50-50 and then you buy him?
Well, that's the question. What happens at the negotiating table with it? They do, you know what I mean? Because I suppose in one because he's on. I think he's on something like he would be on more money than our top earner, which is Jesus, who's on about $250 a week. I think up there with Thomas Partey. João Felix is on about £283,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if they did bring, I suppose the question is if they did bring him, I don't know whether Atletico would do that. I think Arsenal will. I think it's still within Arsenal's wage structure to do that, along with an obligation to buy. I think would be feasible.
Feasible. Yeah, that's right.
As opposed to an option, because I think
that sounds right.
When I kind of like seen him play, I mean, he's had his moments with. Listen, he was bought, for 100 and something million, something like 140 odd million, and Atletico, mate, that was a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? But the way Diego plays his football and the whole falling out situation with him.
Because he's very defensive. You know what I mean? You buy an attack, a very much an attacking.
So he would suit. Yeah. So he would suit us. He would suit you.
Yeah,
and maybe Chelsea to a degree as well. Yeah.
But so if all three of us come in there, Norm, then it's a proper bidding war.
100%.
And the obligation thing. What Ruth just said there. The word obligation is such a big word because if he comes to England and he just don't settle, you're obliged to buy him anyway.
And that's the problem because
that's the risk, isn't it? Exactly.
And I think he's come out and said that he would like to, in the past, he's come out and said that he would like to come to the Premier League and play his trade here. So
here's the thing. Do you guys have Dutch players?
Have we got any Dutch?
Is he Dutch? Is he Dutch? He's Dutch.
No, not Dutch.
No, Portugal.
No, he's Portuguese.
Yeah, Portuguese. Yeah, right.
Yeah, Portuguese. Yeah.
So
we have got a Portuguese player. Actually, we've got two Portuguese players, Cedric Soares and.
Yeah.
But Cedric Soares could possibly end up leaving the club in January, if not the summer. And I think Fulham are interested in. I think Fulham were interested in him in the summer, the last one, but I don't know how my man is still in the club because he's only started two. He's only started
games.
2 games for Arsenal.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that was going back last season as well.
And I was looking at it, you know, because we've still got Bruno, even though they reckon that Real Madrid going to come knocking Bruno, you know. That's what I'm hearing. But we got Bruno and we got Dalot. So he's still got
a contingency of
where that helps them settle when they got Brendan. You know what I want?
And I think with Portuguese, obviously, the similar, you know, in terms of the language, you know, because we got quite a lot of Brazilian players. So
I think same as us.
So I think he would fit in pretty nicely with either one of the clubs. You know what I mean? But I think it's all down to how the structure, because I think, you know, they would probably be asking something like 80 million.
Yeah, thereabouts
for him. So I don't think Arsenal's going to be able to front that kind of money, especially if we are. I'm hearing that the CEO of Shakhtar Donetsk is in London. I mean, guys, not Calvin, because you're a Tottenham guy. Root calls or even Craig. You know, I mean, how true it is or not. I'm not saying that you're the IDK.
So he's here.
Well, not him himself, but but you know what I mean. So
agents,
and Arsenal are really interested in him. But you know, and there's an outlay because you know Shakhtar are saying 100 million euros.
I think he works very well with you guys. You know, no? I think he works very well with you guys. Just looking at the way you're playing before the World Cup, I think João he slots in quite nicely with you guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
His agent is same. What's his agent's name? George. Is it George Mendes? Mendes.
Yeah. But you know, in his head, does he think, am I a stopgap for when Jesus comes back?
Listen, let me say this now. You can't be paying. Look. If just say Arsenal went out and bought him for 83 million. Just say we did that in January.
He has to start.
Be a stopgap. He has to start. And the thing is, he plays like as a second striker. Or he can play on the wing, so he's not an out number.
He can play wide, can't he? He can play wide. He plays off the left, doesn't he? Plays off the left.
I mean, if you look at how Arteta is going about the players that he's getting, the kind of players that he's getting, you know, Jesus can play as a number 9. He can also play on the wing because that's what he did for Pep. Yeah, so he can play across the front 3. Yeah. Right, so and then you've got Martinelli who can play down the middle. So there's what you've got. You have this flexibility that he can switch the players. So, for instance, João Felix could play as a second striker, but that might mean then that you know who drops out. Could it be Odegaard? You know what I mean? But he can play a combination of different players. So
he can play as a 10 now. João Felix can play as a 10, can't he?
Yeah. But more really advanced. Yeah. But the other thing as well is okay, with Modric, who plays is predominantly left-sided, but I think what Arteta wants to do is convert him so that he can play as a striker as well, as opposed to that. That's what I think he's trying to get. I think he wants his front 3, front 4, whatever it is, to be absolutely fluid.
Just fluid,
across there. So you're not relying on just one guy. Do you know what I mean?
And then take some pressure off Saka as well, because he overplayed Saka, didn't he? A lot.
Yeah, overplayed Saka. And the thing is, if we do get into the Champions League, then look at the players that we can bring off the bench. Do you know what I'm trying to say? The players that we can bring off the bench is quite frightening. If we get it, I mean, if we get Modric and we get João Felix on a thing, on a thing, I know what you're saying about what does that mean? Does that mean that is he going to be a stopgap? No, he has to start. So you know, and he's going to have to. And the thing about it, the quality of player that you're getting in, Arteta is going to have to keep that squad happy, just like Pep does. I think because he's worked with Pep and they've had to keep, you know, quality players, 22 quality players. You know what I mean? And because they play in a lot of competitions, Champions League, you know what I mean? There's a good chance that they're going to win a couple of those cups. So I think,
it's a nice headache to have as well, Norm.
Yes, because, it's a nice headache to have.
It's just what you said, what Root Cause is saying is that he's better than Odegaard. No threat to a fit Jesus, in my opinion. We need to have a squad, not just the first 11. And this is where I think we're in a similar position where I think our first 11, when they're all fit, can do the business. But it's when you start making substitutes and then you're like,
because what you want
the drop off is mad.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. If they come on, you don't want to see a massive drop off, and that was the problem when, last season, when you had Partey out, you had who else was out? You had Partey out, you had Aubameyang had gone, and you had Lacazette, as your thingy. So there was a massive drop off, and hence why we ended up falling away and not getting into that top four. So we really need to get a good squad like Man City, but it's going to take a lot of money. Chile, they say they're going to Arsenal with the 50 million. Listen, you're saying get real, yeah. Listen,
is that the budget, though? 50 mil?
Yeah, listen, paper talk. Right,
right.
They're putting all this thing out because, when we was going for Thomas Partey and there was another player, whatever, they said we only had X amount of money. A lot of these, you've got to remember, you don't just go to the club unless it's a buyout clause. Then you have to pay everything up front. But as you said, a lot of these players, as you said, are structured payments.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
they do, they spread it across 3 or 4, whatever, how long they've signed the player for.
Oh yeah.
So yes, they might have a 50 million budget, yeah, but I think they got more than that. Yeah. They put that out there. They put that out there. I think they got more.
I'm sure they do it to wind the fans up.
Yeah, cool. 100%, all the time. But listen, I hear what you're saying, Chili. Yeah, 50 million, and you tell us to get real, and we're looking at 2 top players like that. It can be done. That 50 million won't just go on one player. Yeah, it won't go on one player. 1-0 at half time. Morocco are more than in this game, but France look comfortable for their lead. Yeah.
They could have had a penalty. Morocco could have had a penalty as well. So
yeah. Chile was saying, why you think they got more? What do you mean? Why do I think they got more? Because they have. You know what I mean? Clubs ain't gonna listen. Arsenal do this all the time. Yeah, Arsenal.
There's always more. There's always more.
Yeah, there's always more. Yeah, I mean, I'm not privy to that. But so just because Arsenal put out that they've got a 50 million, it's the papers that do this. Yeah, we have it all the time. Oh, Arsenal have got a. They've got a what's the term they use? A kitty. The transfer kitty.
Transfer kitty.
Blah blah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. All the clubs do it. They all do it. Yeah, because what it does, it gets us reading. The stuff that's out there on social media and in the papers or whatever. So
if you look at us, Norm, as well, they're saying that we spent the January money in the summer.
Right.
So but then no one saw this Ronaldo situation, and people thought that Mason was coming back because it's been dragged out so long. Yeah. So now those 2 situations are null and void. Yeah. You're going to find some money from somewhere, my friend.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice for them as a parting shot to actually spend their own money and buy a player and then sell the club. Yeah. So you know what, guys, we're taking no dividends. We're gonna spend our money, get you 2 players, and then we're gonna sell. Yeah. As a goodwill gesture for taking all these dividends for the last 17 years and putting you in £1 billion worth of debt. But there we go.
Cool says the joke is only Arsenal that really know how much we've got to spend. It makes me laugh. Our fans think they know what's in our pockets. Yeah. Even if they have 100 million, that's not enough, and they ain't coming to play Thursday night. Listen, behave yourself, brother. Yeah, behave yourself, Chili. Yeah. I know you're away on holiday, surfing away. You've nicked my surfboard, man. You need to give it back to me. Yeah, so just behave. Yeah, just behave yourself. Yeah, but listen, look, we'll see what happens. I do believe that Arsenal this season will make Champions League, and I think Spurs will make Champions League. So it's going to be interesting. And so if that's the case, Arsenal will go out and buy, and the owners have backed them. We can't turn around and say that the owners haven't backed Arsenal. They've spent nearly 400 and odd million since Arteta has been at the helm. Chili dog, low the Thursday night talk, family. You'll be there soon. Yeah, man.
Listen. No,
you tell him, bro.
Listen, if Kane don't go get himself some counselling, that man gonna play Thursday night football. Trust me on that.
Exactly.
He's got to get his head straight. His head ain't straight right now. Trust me.
And after
hearing that, Chili, you hearing that, bro?
Yeah, man. After Chili showed me the boots that he was wearing, I said, they're definitely gonna get Thursday night football. He needs to get them. But listen, we could go on. But so Chelsea, I know, as I said, we spoke about that earlier. Brozier is out for the season, so Chelsea are going to be sniffing around. Todd Bowley. He wants every player. Maybe they need to go and
this
try
is my
invest.
fear, Chelsea. You watch Chelsea push up the price for us and you guys. You watch them.
Yeah. And so that is the problem. You know what I mean? As for Liverpool, they're linked with Jude Bellingham. And the player that plays for Morocco, amidst some other
the
Moroccan player. So, but I think he plays for I think it's if it's not Napoli, it's Florentina, one of them one. But he's saying basically that he's happy, and he has really no intention of moving right now. So yeah. D, you just concentrate on the broken jacuzzi.
It's all in hand, Chile. It's all in hand because I'm hearing that Ron is going to donate and buy them a new jacuzzi as a parting gift.
Well, yeah, and one of the special ice rooms as well.
The ice room. I mean,
yeah. Right, let's quickly move on. We're nearly there. I asked this question: what now for Northgate? Should he stick or twist? Put it in the chat, people. Should Northgate stick or should he twist? There's been a lot of debate concerning his future. He's still. Some are saying that he's deciding. Some are saying he's decided to stay. Or if they had a choice, some pundits are saying that they would rather see another English manager come in. Some are saying bringing another foreign coach. We've spoke about Pochettino being linked with a job and said that he wouldn't mind managing England. Tuchel would be a good shout, as was said. To just name a few. But I think with the players that England have, they've got some talented players there. I think somebody was saying that England probably had throughout the actual tournament that England probably had the strongest squad. Yeah, probably had the strongest squad. Yeah,
and this is really my point, right? This is really my point that he probably had the best squad in the tournament and still had to rely on penalties to try and stay in the game.
Yeah.
And I said to people, regardless of whatever fouls weren't given, if you score enough goals, it don't matter about the fouls, If you score enough goals in open play, it does not matter about how many fouls weren't given because you've won the game comfortably. And I think this whole, you listen to the players talk, say, oh yeah, Gareth, yeah, he's just like one of your best mates. Is he? He's your boss. How was your boss your best? Yeah. And I think the kind of lovey-dovey, that soft underbelly thing, it don't work. You need a strict coach that only has dinner with you and trains with you. He ain't playing snooker with you, or I'm not saying guys playing snooker, but I feel it's all too lovey-dovey. So it's hard then to say, oh man,
Harry
I need to
Redknapp.
put my favourite.
That long that Harry Redknapp was being capping for that job,
I know. But I look at it and I say, nah, I need a rigid coach. Yes, a coach can put his arm in if you're a bit low, but he don't need to be your mate. He needs to be your coach. And when you're not playing well, when you're not giving him what he wants, he just say, listen, you got 10 more minutes to give me what I want, otherwise you're off. Because these lot are chomping at the bit on the bench here. And if I'm Madison, I'm furious. If I'm Trent, I'm furious. I'm like, come on, man. Yeah, I've got stuff to offer, and you didn't give me a chance to offer anything in this World Cup. Yeah, it's rubbish. It's rubbish, man.
And the other thing, I'm surprised at Trent as well. I mean, geez. But I just look at it, and when you look at his in-game management, it takes too long to make changes. Yes, the team that he went with against France, you're saying, because he didn't go defensive. I didn't feel he went defensive, but some people are saying that because he's a defensive type mentality.
Yeah, defensive player.
They were saying that, I think he was saying that, you had Henderson shuffling across, like to cover who was the player? Who was playing out on the left there? Who was playing out at the on the left hand side? Was it Luke Shaw?
Yeah, sure, Luke Shaw,
yeah. So he was very kind of, even though he had attacking players on, but they played very defensive. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And
And then Rashford as well.
It just took long to make changes.
Yeah,
Rashford. Bringing on Rashford. Yeah, Rashford 10 minutes. What's he going to do 10 minutes?
Grealish for 5 minutes. I mean, what's that?
5 minutes, yeah. We were saying it on the other chat. I was saying it on the other chat. I was saying it on the other chat, on the Man's Them chat, and I was saying that what they should have done was bring on Rashford, right? Swap Saka, because Saka was probably our best player. Swap Saka for the other side and play Rashford on the right. Yeah, and take off Foden. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
it's the little things that transform the game, the in-game management, where surely he's got to watch that and say, I can't take Saka off. Saka's killing it for us right now.
Yeah.
I'm getting bits from Foden, but not enough. Time to pull him.
Yeah.
And then you bring
every time Saka got the ball,
he looked dangerous.
You know what I mean? And that's why people were saying, why all the pundits said, why did he take off Saka? Was he injured? No, he wasn't injured. Why did he take him off?
You have to remember, though, you're rolling the dice now, you know. This is knockout. You're rolling the dice. You can't say, well, we'll win the next game. This is, and I just think once it comes to him rolling the dice in knockout, he's not good enough for me.
Yeah.
And he will never be good enough. He wasn't good enough for England.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, because, and I said this in another chat, I said, right, you're big 8 now. It's about big 8 now rather than a big 6. Who out of that big 8 take him as their first team coach or manager? None of them. That tells you everything in the Premier League. Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, City. None of them take him.
Yeah, they don't. No, they don't.
Just say if their manager, any of their managers, just say Arteta has family issues. He's got to step down from Arsenal. He's going to go back to his country or whatever. Deal with all that. Arsenal are not taking Southgate. I'll tell you that.
100%. No way.
So that tells me he's done what he can for the nation. Step aside. The mere fact that we're still talking about it.
I'm going to take Sam Allardyce.
Right. The mere fact we're still talking about it, that every top team coach that failed has stepped aside, apart from him. Because he's the FA. He's the yes man.
But this is the thing, though. As I said, you know, they're making a saga out of it now. Will he go? Will he stay? Will he twist? Will he stick on and whatnot? And so some are saying that he's told his players that get prepared for 2024. So are you saying that you're going to be sticking around? You just don't know. Let's know as soon as possible. As I said, all the other top coaches, they failed. They said that's it.
Yeah,
it's time to step down. Do you know what I mean?
Because they all roll the dice now. In the big game, they all roll the dice. They gambled, they bent, they put on, whatever they did, and they said it didn't work. We're out.
Gareth is just too cautious. He's just too cautious, and I think Junior's saying that he would like to see him carry on. And as I said, he's got a talented set of players there. 18 months down the road, it's 2024 and it's the European Cup. And some players are saying that, there's a good chance that England could win that. Yeah. But do you know what I mean?
No.
I don't know.
All right. This is a bold statement. Give that team to Pep in this World Cup and England get through the finals. I'm not saying they win it, but they get to the finals because. But if you look at it, he makes them big calls. He will take Harry Kane off and stick Callum Wilson up front for the last 30 minutes. He'll do it. Yeah.
If you look at, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. If you look at his record, and as Chile has said, his record is quite good because he's made a semi-final, he's made a final, and he's made a quarter-final.
Right.
Granted.
You know why? Because he's got the best players, and sometimes these players can just think for themselves on the pitch,
Right.
You have to remember.
So you don't think it's down to him?
He did that. No. He's been lucky. I just think he's been lucky. And people say you're hating on him because you're wearing a Brazil shirt. That's fine. I'm just telling you straight. You win nothing with this manager. There I said it. Bold statement. In 2022 December.
So for you, he goes. For Junior,
step aside.
Everybody else, should he go or should he stay? Put it in the chat. Let me know. Should he go or should he stay? And who do you think should, if he does go, who would suit the job?
Because he openly admits, Norm, he's got favourite. He admits that. You can't openly admit that when you're supposed to be a non-biased coach for the nation, where you go and look at everyone that plays in the Premier League and you say, this young cat can play for England. I'm bringing him in. Nope, I've got my favourites. So the favourites ain't starting for their clubs, but the favourites start for England. Sterling, why you put Sterling on and Rashford after Sterling's come home to trauma and decided to come back? His head ain't there. These are simple things, Norm.
Yeah.
Like, you don't put Sterling on ahead of Rashford. Not because Rashford plays for United, because Sterling's head is still at home after that foolishness in his yard. But he wanted to be with the team. I get it. It was very brave for him to get back on the plane and go out there. But his head wasn't right for a game.
I think for Southgate, it's all about ticking the boxes, isn't it? That's what it is. It's all about ticking the. It's all about ticking the boxes. But look, Southgate goes, then try Tuchel. Yeah, that's a good call. Pochettino, do you know what I mean? As I said, you've got Eddie Howe as well. You know, who's got Bournemouth from lower leagues to the Premier League. Now he's managing Newcastle and doing a fantastic job with him. But you know, I just don't think that Newcastle will let him go. I think that he's doing a great job with them. But then saying that though, if England comes calling, you never know. You never know. You just don't know. We'll just have to watch this space. But look, we could go on all night with regards to Mr. Northgate. We'll just have to just carry on reading the papers, seeing what's out there on social media. At some point, there will be some decision. Whether we'll hear it this side of this year, it'll probably be in the new year.
I'm actually convinced that they've already said to him, "Don't step down unless the country really turn on you."
Yeah,
and if the country don't turn,
the country's pretty split though. They're pretty.
That's
split.
the thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's not unanimous. It's not like
like
a whole parliament, Norman.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a whole parliament.
Ericsson. What's the other manager? The Italian manager.
Sven.
Whatever his name is. I can see with the glasses. What's his name? Capello. Is it Capello?
Capello? No, not Capello. Yeah, Capello.
It is Capello, isn't it?
Capello,
yeah. Now they were calling for them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's more because they were foreign. He's getting away with it because he's English.
Yeah.
Simple.
And then I suppose the likes of Hodgson, they called for his head because again,
Turkey neck, Roy.
And then you obviously had the Wally with the brolly, so
right.
You know what I mean. He just got it all wrong there. So
I don't know, man.
Yeah. So we'll just have to watch the space. I think they're gonna hear what the nation is saying, and then I think they will just say, you know what, I think it's 50-50. I think he should stay, and they will just put some spin out there to go again. And I think they'll just move on and that. So listen, if it does happen, who are the managers that they have got in the pipeline? Is it Tuchel? Is it Pochettino? Is it Eddie Howe? Is there any other managers out there that could take that job? Or maybe, or saying maybe someone like Mourinho. I think Mourinho. There's talk about Mourinho possibly taking on the Portuguese job, but still keeping the Roma job. So that's just a thought there.
Is one thrown in the ring? Stevie Gerrard. He's out of work, isn't he? He's English. He captained the England team. Stevie Gerrard has achieved more in football than Southgate.
Yeah. But there you go.
Not as a coach, maybe, because obviously he's got to the semis and all that. But as a player, he's achieved way more than Southgate.
Yeah.
So and he captained England. I don't know if Southgate captained England when he played. I don't think so. Can't remember.
No.
Yeah, but Gerrard has captained England, and now he's managed two very big clubs. Does he fancy a shot at the country?
Yeah. What's this one? So let's just move on to the condition of the players coming back. I'll just say what state of mind, with the World Cup coming to a conclusion. Yeah, there's some teams that are mentally, mash and are coming back. England. I mean, we focus on. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the players in England play for their Premier League clubs, but you've obviously got we'll see what happens with the French team. We'll see what happens with because you got Martinez for Argentina, so you know
No,
you got Varane, you got Varane for France. You know,
yeah, but
yeah,
I'm concerned for our Brazilian players coming back. I'm
right,
concerned for our Portugal players coming back.
right.
Bruno and even Luke Shaw and Harry.
Yeah,
More Luke Shaw because
right.
Luke Shaw had been starting regular for us. So
Yeah.
I'm just you know because all those players are going to feel like they missed a trick in this World Cup. So how does that affect them mentally? Because you remember after most tournaments, the players come back and they're quite shocking for the first half of the season.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that these guys are not shocking for the second half of the season because we need to be competing. I'm not saying we're going to get top 4, but we've got to be up there competing. And this is where I look at it and go, I'm not sure. And like I say, we had 16 players at the World Cup. That's a lot of players.
Yeah, we had 10.
10.
I think
it's
it was
a
about
lot.
10 or
It's
8
a
or
lot.
10 players. Yeah, we had 8 or 10 players.
And apart from our goalkeeper, literally all our starters went to the World Cup apart from WGO.
Yeah,
and some say the guy should have gone and played for what do you call
England job. No way,
for
but
Spain.
Stevie G and Lamps shouldn't have got Everton instead of Big Dunk anyway. There was Calvin there.
Calvin Duncan didn't want it. He said he didn't want it. He came out in the press and said he didn't want it. He said he'd always be a caretaker, never walk away from them, but full time he wanted to back up whoever would come in, and that's what he's done. So fair play to Big Dunk. I think Big Dunk could do it, but he never wanted that to be the main man. He said that.
Yeah,
I think he likes to do other things, doesn't he, Dunk? He likes to do other things.
Yeah.
So
he's always kind of played as that, assistant coach.
You know, Calvin. I hear Calvin on the Lampard thing. You know what I mean? Because Lampard's got 2 big clubs now that he didn't deserve, and he's probably just about turning Everton around a little bit now. But you know what I mean? He probably should have got fired last season.
Yeah, definitely.
He got away with one. So
yeah, definitely.
I hear you on that. Stevie G, I don't know. I think Stevie G is, yes, he's a scouser, but he's England through and through, and I think he'd relish it. Maybe it's too soon for him, but I think he would relish it. He wouldn't say no if they came. If they came knocking, say, "Would you?" Yeah, I don't think he'd say no. I'd be shocked if he said no.
Big Frank didn't. Not Big Frank. Big Allardyce didn't say no.
Nah,
he lasted for a day.
Oh man, Sam, my brother, Big Sam.
Yeah, I mean the players coming back. What kind of state they will be in? You know, you look at Harry Kane with that missed penalty.
Right.
I think somebody was saying that when he goes around the grounds and stuff like that, that he's going to be booed and
Wow, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and all of that. Yeah, he's not going to kind of get no kind of abuse like our players, like Banana's been thrown on the thing and whatever, Monkey emojis and whatever, chants and all that. But yeah, he will get a little bit in his head, and he's got to now sort of pull through that. And sort of clear his head, but it's gonna play on him. It's gonna play on his mind. Do you know what I mean?
Chile needs to.
It's gonna be interesting. So again,
Chile, if Chile's in the chat, tell him to book his therapist for Harry. He's gonna need it because I know Chile's got a therapist. I know that. Injured.
He's out for about a month. He's got a hamstring problem.
Oh snap!
So yeah. So.
Oh yes, he was limping towards the end, wasn't he?
That's right. Yeah. That's
right. Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah. So look, our players. I mean, some of our players have gone straight to Dubai and gone back straight into training. Partey. Who else has gone back there? Granit Xhaka. A couple of other players have gone back and have started their training. So I think and they're playing. They've just finished playing like 2 games out in Dubai, the Dubai Cup. They've won that, beating AC Milan, and also their first game against Olympique Lyon. And Olympique Lyon actually we beat them 3-0, but Lyon beat Liverpool in that same competition 3-1, I think it was. And then what they do, they get like bonus points.
We've lost both of ours, though. We've lost both of our
All right, yeah.
With
And
the
one of your
second string.
players, I think I don't know if he's a under 21 player or whatever, or he's part of your first team. I think he got taken off on a stretcher. I can't remember who the player is. I don't know if it was a knee problem or something like that. I think it was in the Real Betis game. I think it was the Real Betis game he played.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I get that you want to keep some match fitness, but when you got 16 players at the World Cup, it doesn't really make sense playing friendlies for me. Because your whole first team's at the World Cup, apart from the goalkeeper. So I don't because when they come back, that's
the whole problem as well, June.
It made no sense to me.
There's not a lot of time with them coming back. Yes, you've got like Varane and them, man. If he gets to the final, you got your Martinez guy. Yeah. You're going to start playing games from the 21st. Carabao Cup against Burnley.
Burnley. Yeah, and then these guys that just got turned over twice, they're the guys who's going to have to start. Exactly. These guys not coming back to play in Burnley. I'll tell you that.
No.
For nothing.
Yeah.
And
Harry not weak-minded. He brushed himself down and go again. Well, let's hope he does. You know what I mean? Let's hope he does.
Get him on that couch, and you have a heart-to-heart with him. You get him to talk it out, because if he keeps overthinking that miss, we'll see. Bro.
Yeah. Chile's saying that. I think Chile's saying that Morocco are all over.
Yeah, they are second half. Yeah, they're peppering.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But it'll be interesting to see how the players come back, in what state of mind they will be, physically, mentally, and that. Yeah, the likes of Jesus is out, obviously, for the next 2 or 3 months. But you've got Broja out for the older season, and now the other player that had a knee surgery is Diaz. I mean, but he wasn't even in the World Cup anyway. So but because the reason because he was injured. Now the injury, he's had another injury setback now where he's needing knee surgery. So there's issues and problems for some of the teams with regards to injury and stuff like that. As I said, Chelsea with Broja, Arsenal with Jesus, and then you got players that are coming back who like Maguire, because how long are they going to rest them before they start a Premier League game? You know what I mean? That's the other question as well. So much to think about and contemplate when these guys actually come back. D, just you worry about the block time in the way, Jesse.
Listen, it's all of it, Chile. It's the jacuzzi, the rusty dumbbells, the leaking roof. I think they've even got up a 10 screen there now, rather than just putting the proper one up. It's only one screen. You're supposed to have 2 screens. Then right. It's all shortcuts right now with the Glazer family. So.
Mad.
Okay, but they are getting the dividends, Norm. They are getting they're getting their dividends checked, so it's all good.
We're coming to the last one now. Any other business? Who you're gonna blame now? Yeah, and I did send this on the our WhatsApp group, and I don't know who the publication was from, but let me just read it again, so for the listeners as well. So this is what was said. He goes, "How can this be real?" It says Harry Kane misses the penalty to tie the game and give England a chance, and look at what the headlines makes the headlines unbelievable. The English press, they should be ashamed to call themselves a media. And in it, it's got here, Rashford misses last ditch chance for the country. Then you go to the people, Qatar heroes, penalty anguish for England and Harry Kane. When you look at that and look at the contrast,
heroes, and again letting the country down,
So Rashford is a villain, and Harry is a hero.
That's why I just stick with this now. Stick with it.
So I asked the question: who are you going to blame now? But the problem is that even saying, I think Andy, Chile. I've given him his government name away. Chile. Posted something about I think he forwarded something with regards to the players, the players putting out their tweets, and you've got things like go back to the jungle, go back to the farm, you black boy.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
It's very sad to see.
Even after all of this is said and done, they always get blamed. I don't know what kind of mentality some of these fans. It's a minority. I'm not going to say it's a majority. It's a minority, but then
Yeah,
the
it's
thing
still
is,
there, no.
yeah, and unfortunately, I know you say don't give them the time of day, don't give them the airtime, but it winds me up. It really does wind me up.
It's bad. It's bad. You just shouldn't. We shouldn't be doing this in 2022.
Yeah, no.
Like,
absolutely backwards.
Do we live in an uncivilized country? I wouldn't like to think so. But that behavior, and especially these keyboard warriors that probably sat in their dirty freaking grundies in their mom's basement or in the box room on their computers. You know what I mean? Because they'd never roll on them face to face and say that to them.
No.
And that's my thing. You know what I mean? You got something to say, say it to my face. Anyone can hide behind the keyboard.
Yeah,
and these
easily.
keyboard warriors are just, the abuse is mad.
Yeah.
And this is where Twitter and all these platforms got to do better.
We've got to do better. But how many times are we going to keep having to highlight this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same old. You know what I mean? Same old. So it is what it is. But as I said, who are you going to blame now? Yeah. Who you going to blame now? Yeah. It is what it is. But listen, this time it was down to Harry's been-up boots. Yeah. Right? Been-up boots. Yeah. And I'm just...
boy.
I've just caught the ball. Yeah.
Just come back.
Right?
Just come back.
And I just said they had all the memes out there for him. Yeah. But if that was Saka, if that was Rashford, if that was Sancho, if it was whatever, then we will be getting it.
Yeah.
They will be getting it.
Oh,
emojis, bananas, you name it. They be getting it. Do you know what I'm saying to say?
Yeah.
But it's just the way of the world at the moment.
In a good way, it was good that maybe Saka or Rashford didn't get asked to step up and take this one just because of Lloris's in goal. Yeah. Because if it was the same outcome, my lord.
Definitely.
And I didn't want a penalty shootout either. I wanted, if England won it, just win it fair and square. Don't go to, because the pressure of that, I think it's a cruel way, by the way, to go out of a tournament. I think when you played that hard, to go out on whose heart rate can steady to take that's just a hard way, because it's 4 years of getting there.
Yes, preparation.
And a man goes there and literally his legs will not just work with his brain, or his heart won't stop pounding in his chest. And maybe that's the competitive level and the elite sportsmen get over that. But I just think when the teams work that hard in preparation, the penalties are a tough way to go out in any tournament. Not just
absolutely. And that's what you said. If you can do it in open play, do it.
Do it. Yeah, don't rely on penalty shootouts.
Argentina did it yesterday. Because listen, you're now at semi-final levels now. Yeah, Croatia didn't really turn up, so to speak.
No, not
yesterday.
really. No.
And basically, Argentina did their due diligence and pretty much just banged the 3 goals and said, this is the elite. This is the elite level now. You understand? Yeah. And it is what it is. And so I think England need to have that ruthlessness in them, in a sense, because it always seems to boil. When it comes to England, they always do it the hard way. It always boils down to penalties, pressure moments. Yeah, it's easy beating Senegal and blah blah blah, and looking the hero and all of that. But when it comes to the real pressure moments, it's a different level. It's a different level.
Yeah, because if you look at the France game, that was their most pressurized game.
Yeah,
and like you say, they would have needed 2 penalties to take it into extra time.
Yeah,
and I'm saying you got to score more from open play. You just do.
Yeah,
against the big teams. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyone could bang in 6 against Iran. Not be funny. Iran.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
Or Qatar. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It's elite thinking, elite mentality.
Yeah.
And obviously the skill comes with all that, because as I said, you're in a pressure moment now. And when it really matters, your big players will turn up and do that. And that's one of the things that's leveled that Harry Kane, that he doesn't turn up in the big games. Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about that.
Doesn't deliver in the big games. Chile might disagree with us, but this is being said a lot, that he doesn't turn up in the big games. You look at the Champions League final.
Yep, I'm about to say that.
Yeah.
And that's a question for Chile, because that's his guy.
Yeah.
Is he a big time player when it comes to crunch? Because the evidence says he's not. which is quite deep. You know what I mean? For your captain,
the
evidence, but. You know what I mean? I don't want to judge him like that. He's not. He don't play for my team, but what I've seen over the years, where you look into Kane and you're saying,
when is he delivered? Yeah. Let's look at a big moment. Whenever you delivered, I'm finding it very hard at the moment. I'm scrutinizing it, but I'm finding it very difficult to find moment.
Then you look at that and say, I mean, someone said to me the other day that we should go in for Man United should go in for Kane in the summer, and I'm like, really? I don't know. I mean, like there was a point where even I said Kane is world class. I said, I you know what I mean? I thought.
But the thing is, I'm not saying that he ain't. He is world class. He is world class. You know what I mean? But it's just, he was injured in the Champions final and missed a penalty. Yeah, you know,
Chilly. Why was he playing if he was injured then, bro?
Exactly.
He declared himself fit. He declared himself fit to the coach.
And my man, Lucas Moura, who
was on form.
Was
on form. Yeah.
And you decided to drop him and put my man in there. Yeah. Look what he did in the semi-finals.
No excuses there, Chile. He told the coach he was fit.
Yeah.
He said, Gaffer, I am good to go. Poch, it was Poch, wasn't it? Pochettino.
Yeah.
He said, Poch, right. I'm good to go, Bridget.
Yeah.
And Poch said, right, you're in.
Yeah.
Because he's saying, I'm elite, I'm world class. I got a little niggle, but that ain't nothing. I'm going to win this final. I'm going to be... It was Liverpool, wasn't it? They lost it.
Yeah.
Liverpool, yeah. And so I look at that and say, I don't know. I think the jury's still out on Harry. Just getting over the line because he's got to get... This season, he's got to get Tottenham over the line in summer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you really start to question it now.
I suppose the question is, if they get Champions League, they got it last season.
Yeah.
I think they need, Tottenham need to win a competition. Yeah.
Right.
And I'm talking about a proper competition, not just any. I think, you start by winning a domestic cup, but then,
you can't be the Audi Cup, no.
No. No, definitely not. Definitely not. So, and I think a lot of the time that's really something that's always leveled at Tottenham, in terms of winning competitions and that. And then, because Harry Kane can have all the golden boots he wants, but you need to be winning. You need to be in. And I suppose that's why maybe a season and a half ago, whenever it was, he was flirting with Man City.
And because then, I suppose how old's Harry now? 29?
20. Yeah, I think he's about 29. Yeah, 20, 28, 29, something like that. So you got to talk to the coach. We all know he wasn't fit. He played because it was Champions League final. Yeah, but then, you know what I mean? The thing is, because he's your talisman and everything, but what I saw from Lucas Moura in that game, he was in the game before.
Yeah, the semi-finals,
Mate. But,
so you have to look at it and say that, and not only that, Poch trusted his talisman because he's looked him in the eye and said, Harry, are you good to go? He's asked the fitness coach. They said, yeah, he's good to go,
Yeah.
He might have a little niggle there, but we'll get him ready. And he rolled the dice. And maybe that eventually cost him his job in the end. Because when they came back after that loss,
they didn't back him. Yeah, they didn't back him.
So football. Funny old game.
It's a funny old game. It's a funny old game. But listen, guys, we have come to the end of the show. Thank you to those people in the chat. Thank you for taking part. Big up to everybody, Chili, Calvin, Junior, Roots Calls, Craig, big up to all of you.
Big up, gents.
Appreciate you guys watching our show. And some people have got the split screen and all them thing going on. So big up to Root Calls and all that. Big up to Chili. And let's see what happens with how long left now in that game.
They're in the 69th minute, just coming up now.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and catch the last 21 minutes plus 15 minutes extra time.
Right, you know the ones.
You know the way there. You said it yourself. All those golden boots. So he's doing his job. Look at the rest of the team. Well, true, Chili. But yes, at the end of the day, he needs to. He needs to win something.
The big moments, and it's the big moments.
If not, is he going to be too old? I don't think Man City now will look at him because now they got the big dog. They got the big dog. In the Terminator now. So we'll see what happens. It's a big season for Conte and Tottenham, and to see whether they can win something. We'll see where we go from there. But listen, guys, thank you for sticking with us. Please hit that like button, subscribe and share.
Guys, respect, man.
Share it around. And we are How to Bear. We'll see you on the next. I said How to Bear with an H. We'll see you on the next. We'll see you on the next What's Going On podcast. The final is going to be on Sunday. It's looking like France. It's looking like France. Who are you going for? Who are you going for, guys? Who are you going for?
If it's a France-Argentina, that's a hard one to call,
Yeah, it's going to be hard, man. It's going to be
France-Argentina, if that's how it stays.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. But listen, guys, we're out of here. Take care. Good night. And
take care, guys. Respect.